Wow, look at that. Do they have to be so close together? Well, here we go. Everyone, I know the last few days have been confusing for you all, and I must apologize for not speaking to you earlier. You may have heard rumors about what has happened, or what's going to happen, but what I'm about to tell you is the truth, and nothing less. Before anything else, I want you to know that the captain of the Matrek Guard has issued a statement to all of you. Any one of you who returns to Matrek before the end of the week will not be held responsible for what has happened here at Elysium. Those of you who choose to stay, however, will await the same fate as me, to be considered traitors of the State Union. I will not force you to stay. In doing so, you may forever forfeit the chance of returning to Zelmany. I'm only asking one thing of you. Please listen to what I'm telling you, and think about it for a while. You still have a few more days to decide. Now, most of you were present when we stood between the State Army and the Kierguard 3rd Legion, and the rest of you will have surely heard about it by now. If you were there, you must have also heard what I said at the time. The war will not end until we stop antagonizing each other. Excuse me. Don't we all just want to live in peace? Not just a temporary truce, but a lasting peace, where no one has to worry about their future. There are some battles that must be fought, even when the goal is peace. At the start of the war, Kierguard had to be shown the power of the State Union before they could be convinced to withdraw. But when I stood there between the two opposing sides, I knew this was not a battle that had to be fought. I did not want any of you, no Zelmany and no Kierguardian, to throw away their lives. Don't you understand? Zelmany had already won that battle by not fighting it. My actions were no more than a signal that the time had come to end the fighting. And you know what happened to me after that? I was arrested to stand trial. But it was no fair trial. I explained my choices as well as I could, but the case had already been decided. False witnesses claimed I had plans to overthrow the State Union and seize power myself. Do any of you, the people I've worked with closely, believe that? They convicted me for treason, purely to silence me. They were deaf to all my arguments. All they saw was that I was from Kierguard, and I was no longer dancing to their tunes. Now tell me, is this a government you want to defend? The leaders of the State Union are not looking out for your best interests. They're only interested in protecting their own pride, under the guise of nationalism. At the same time, General Knight here, the one whose plans for conquest I ruined, set off to rescue me. If it weren't for him, you would never have heard from me again. Do any of you think that I'm lying? That I was conspiring with him all along? If that were true, Matrek would already be a Kierguard province by now. No. Even though this man rescued me, I did not want to help Kierguard. I wanted peace, but that is no longer possible. The State Union, in their blind ignorance and limitless foolishness, have issued an official declaration of war to Kierguard. Do you understand what this means? Up until now, it has been a one-sided battle. Zelmany was only defending their own territory. This declaration changes everything. It gives Kierguard a justification to fight on. It will do nothing more than increase the strife between our countries and hurt the State Union even more. When you hear this, can you truly say that the State Union is acting in your best interests? Up till now, I believed that if we could make Zelmany strong enough to force an end to the war, we could improve relations diplomatically. Meanwhile, my friend Jovian here wanted to unite the two countries by force, believing that the only way to bring peace was to bring all of us under a single leadership. I've now come to realize that neither approach will work. Talking will not convince those who only want to fight, and fighting will not convince those who seek peace. Therefore, I've decided to join forces with Jovian. Together we can truly bring both nations together. Why should we submit ourselves to the will of Zelmany or Kierguard? We are more than just a band of mercenaries. We are a force to be reckoned with. We can make a difference. Do you want to bring an end not just to the war, but also a centuries of hatred between our countries? Do you want everyone to live together in peace? Then join me. The State Union is heading towards certain death, and its people can no longer depend on its government. Let's bring a swift end to this conflict and rebuild this country in a way that mirrors what the State Union was originally meant to represent. I am not asking you to fight for Kierguard. I am asking you to fight for yourself. Once the war is over, I will continue to fight on your behalf. I will ensure that the wants and needs of the people of Zelmany will not be ignored. I personally guarantee that. There's no need to decide right away. I've asked the State Army to send an envoy in 2 days to safely take anyone who wishes to leave with them. I repeat this once again. I will force none of you to follow me. You've done so much for me already. I will not hold it against you if you decide to back out now. But remember this. The State Union of Zelmany will not win this war. They have betrayed me, and they have betrayed their people. The real victors of this war will not be Zelmany, or even Kiergaard. The real victors will be us. That gives them something to think about. What do you think? Will it work? You've made a lot of promises. Are you sure you'll be able to keep them? I'll continue to fight on their behalf. It's the least I can do. So there you have it. What do you think? Yes, what do I think? For men like us, it'd be only natural to return to Matrek, wouldn't it? Then why do I have my doubts? That's how it goes. Sometimes you just have to go against your own nature. You sound like you've already decided. Daniel's right. The government of the State Union is rotten, and the few good people in it can't save it. It's the same reason I left in the first place. But the thought alone, to fight for Kiergaard. No, not for Kiergaard, for Elysium. There you go. That man will not settle for anything less than he promised. He's finally had a chance to show his true nature. And now he's going to become unstoppable. Trust me. So is that it? Are we just joining the winning side? Doesn't really matter, as long as you fight for something you believe in. So, do you believe in him? Yeah, I believe in him. Heh, I guess it's decided then. Yes, come in. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry. Sorry that I couldn't prevent this from happening. Even as the Chancellor, I can't alter the course of law. No, it's me who should be sorry. I was the one who told you to take him in. You only gave me the advice. I was the one who followed it. Have I made the wrong decision, Jusoff? I think it was inevitable, although perhaps we should have seen it coming. Really? Ryan, you know that Daniel has been wrongfully convicted. Isn't there anything you can do to set it right? It's hopeless. There are many here in Matrek who are glad to see him gone, even though they fail to realize the consequences. All I could do is pardon him, but that would mean the end of me. My influence is waning already. Has it really come to this? After 30 years, have I become nothing more than a figurehead of the country I built with my own hands? Ryan, I came here to ask something of you. Excuse me. Please lay down your position of Chancellor of Zelmany. Is that advice from an old friend?
You got drinks, Lance?
Hmm?
You got drinks?
No.
You want one?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? Some cheap.
Whatever.
I need an answer.
I don't know.
Well, you better come with it quick, because I gotta call Mom back right now.
Whatever she wants to get.
What do you want? Just name something.
I don't know.
Name a soda that you want.
Coke. Zelmany is surrounded by enemies. A large number of Daniel's men may return, but Elysium will continue to be a considerable force. So it's a lost battle, huh? If you persist, it will be a bloody one. By resigning, you would break up the State Union and end it instantly. So you too now. You too believe that Zelmany has to vanish. Nations mean little to me, Ryan. This would be the fastest way to end the conflict. I'm sorry. This time, I can't follow your advice. The state union is my life, my everything. I can't destroy what I spent most of my life fighting for. I see. I wonder, are you really the same Ryan I once knew? The State Army Special Envoy is here. Everyone who wants to return is now being led outside to be picked up. Considering the circumstances, it's all proceeding very calmly. Do you have any numbers yet? How many people will be staying behind? It's a bit early to tell exactly, but I estimate that a little under half of the Elysium army is staying behind. What's more, it seems that those who have worked with you in person are all staying. Half of them? That's a relief. I was afraid I was going to lose everyone. But what about you? Shouldn't you be going back to the capital? The captain has no authority over me. My presence here is on direct orders from the Chancellor himself. I will not return unless he orders me to. That's all. He hasn't? That's strange. What do you think that means? Is it a hint from the Chancellor that he still supports me? It's not in my place to say. I'm only an administrator. Ah, Mr. Vineyard. Bo? What are you doing here? Ah, so that's it. I heard that someone from a trek was going around trying to convince the people outside to stay here. That was you? Why did you come here? I believe the state is making a grave mistake. Although your innocence may have been in question, your trial and conviction were a gross violation of justice. I admire you in the way you stick to your principles, Mr. Vineyard. I may not be a soldier, but I love this country dearly. I've decided to help you fight this terrible corruption. You fight well with swords, but there are battles which are fought solely with words. In case such a battle occurs, allow me to aid you. Oh, so Bo joins. That's interesting. Thank you. I'd be happy to have you here. Well, Jovian is waiting for me in the meeting hall, so I'd better get going. Alrighty then. Oh, there you are, Daniel. There's a lot going on right now, but we have other matters to discuss. Did you hear, Jovian? 50% of Elysium will continue to follow me. I never expected I could convince so many people. Yeah, I've heard. It's great news. It's also one thing we need to talk about. The people in your old division of the 3rd Legion have all agreed to accept your command, again. If we add those to the Elysium army, you'll have quite a lot of people under you. Even though you're still officially a colonel, Kaiser and I decided you should get some special privileges. Oh yeah? In practice, you'll be on the same footing as the Legion generals. If anyone refuses to accept your authority, I'll relay your orders to them myself. The Elysium army will not officially be a part of the Kierguard Royal Forces, so we had to improvise. You and your men are more like an allied army to us. General Kaiser, does that mean you'll resume command of the 2nd Legion? Jovian, I should make it clear that we forced Kaiser to fight for us. He didn't... That's not true. I can take responsibility for my actions. I chose to fight for Elysium myself. Kaiser's too much of an asset for anyone in Kierguard to accuse him of treason. We're far away enough from the royal court that we're the ones calling the shots anyway. Anyway, I'll temporarily station the whole 3rd Legion here at Elysium, just in case Zelmany tries anything. Let's work together from now on, Daniel. So Jovian officially joins. Good stuff. Now, first of all, we should head to Harlington City. Oh. General Leonius is still there, and we'll be discussing how to deal with Zelmany with him. Harlington City? Haven't been there for a while. Yeah. Let's go then. We can take a boat to Bayside and go to Harlington from there. It's been a long time since we've been there. Chapter 6, A Battle of Ideals. Fight for peace, kill to survive. If you want to win the war, first it must be lost. So we have now officially entered Chapter 6. So that's good times, but I need to call this a recording session. I've been recording for over 2 hours. I am exhausted here. So we're definitely going to call this a recording session. When we come back, it looks like we're going to be heading to Bayside. That's a trip. Sheesh. It's been a long time since we've been there. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time for more Exit Fate.